our awareness, vast as infinite space, is already accomplished with nothing to be sought or attained. There is absolutely no effort required and nothing that need be done to realize what we are. Any time we spend thinking that there is something that we need to do and that there's someone to do it will lead us more and more away from what we're looking for. Because what we're looking for has no looker or anything looked at. So you see, when we have as the starting point someone who needs to be corrected, fixed, transformed, refined, nullified, brought its passions and senses under control, if we take that personal identity to be an agent of all those factors, then immediately we have a teaching of duality. Even if it's called a teaching of non-duality, it is a teaching of duality. So first of all, we have to use elementary discernment to get really clear on what we are. And this is urgent. This is an urgent matter. It's also very amusing. You know, it's urgent in that, you know, we all feel the tension in the world. We all feel that we may be the last generations of humankind. Who knows? This is very likely. This is very possible. At no time has it been more possible than right now. So in that sense, it's urgent. It's amusing and a cause for great laughter because all along we've taken ourselves to be certain things that we are not. So the non-dual perspective states that there are not two. There is not a personal identity looking for something called enlightenment. There's only awareness, vast as infinite space, already existing as what is naturally present and beneficial in nature. It's as simple as that. And there's no way we can think, philosophize, or practice our way into that. If it could be thought into, philosophized into, and practiced into, then millions of people who have been doing those things would know who they are. Is that the case? No, it's not the case. It's not the case. And again, that is urgent and it's amusing. It's urgent in that let's do something about it. It's amusing in that why would we do all these things that never led to the result? Or led to the result for so few people. So, you know, we have to look at ourselves as we are. And to do that, it comes down to each of us as who we are. Because we cannot think our way into it, philosophize our way into who we are, or practice our way into who we are, what can we do? All we can do is rest. Rest naturally is the underlying ground of being, the essence of being without seeking anything. And what does that mean? Well, see this little Buddha sitting inside here? And when I shake this thing up, we'll say the Buddha's sitting inside there, totally free inside awakened awareness. And the awakened awareness, you see, it's the pure view. Let's just call it the pure view or vantage. It's the balanced view that can see everything and all. It's the all-creating monarch, the all-encompassing totality. Well, when we have that going on, and all of the points of view included within the pure view, they're just the dynamic energy of awareness and nothing else. They're inseparable from awareness, like the luster of gold is inseparable from gold. But if we stir up all these points of view and they're swirling around in there and all the focus is on all the points of view as being something in and of themselves, then we're never going to see the Buddha in there. You know, we're never going to find the Buddha. But what we don't even have to sit still. This Buddha could be running around. It could be making love. It could be standing on its head. It could be walking, talking, studying, working. It doesn't matter what it's doing. It's still a Buddha. The non-dual perspective is that everything is as it is with nothing left out. Everything is an expanse of equalness and evenness. And that means everything is equal. So no matter what these points of view are, you see, when we just rest naturally in such a way, the points of view, they just naturally settle down, and we see everything as it is. We see everything as an expanse of equalness and evenness. But if we don't rest naturally, we just build more and more points of view and take them to be our reality. And as we build all these belief systems and assumptions of points of view, we categorize them. Some points of view are positive, some points of view are negative, and some points of view are neutral. And then we put all this within a context of time and space. We say we live in time and space. That's also a point of view. A reality of time and space is not the non-dual perspective. It's a dualistic perspective. The non-dual perspective includes time and space, but in essence, it is timeless. So this is these things are very important for us to know about ourselves in order to discern clearly who we are. When we rest naturally, all the points of view settle down. Say we're in a pond and it has a whole bunch of sediment in it that's all stirred up. If we keep jumping around and stirring it with a stick, the sediment will never settle down. But if we just stand there and do nothing, all the sediment settles. So the principle of natural rest, the yoga of natural rest, which is very, very ancient, is to rest naturally without seeking anything. To rest naturally without seeking anything as all these points of view arise as the dynamic energy of awareness. And the more we rest naturally without seeking anything, without describing anything, resting naturally, resting totally, freely, and completely, the more we realize ourselves to be this underlying essence or ground of being of every point of view. And the less we take ourselves to be the points of view themselves. So, the points of view are inseparable from awareness. But if we only see the point of view as its description, its definition, its dictionary definition or label, then our whole world will be made up of words. Our whole world will be made up of concepts. Our whole life will be made up of concepts. Our whole life will be made up of descriptions of everything. But once we know that every single one of those points of view, no matter what they are, every single point of view has as its heart essence awakened awareness. If we don't know that about the point of view, then we don't know the point of view completely. We only know it partially. And there are then two. There's awakened awareness over here, and then all the points of view that have to be corrected over here. But all these points of view, no matter what they are, or no matter what we've taken them to be, or no matter how we've categorized them, positive, negative, neutral, spiritual, non-spiritual, they are all equal. This is the primary tenet and principle of the non-dual perspective. So, the non-dual perspective, it has no form. It cannot be limited or restricted to any kind of form whatsoever. If we wanted to put it in any kind of category or form, its most essential form would be humanness itself, without any category or description for what enlightenment is. Just the ultimate reality of being human. It's as simple as that. And we as humankind must come to terms with that for ourselves. It can only come about through each of us resting naturally as whatever points of view we have.